Hello everyone. Welcome back to the chemical equilibrium topic. This is lecture number 2. In the last lecture, I have told you that a reversible reaction is a reaction which occurs in the forward direction as well as in the backward direction under a given set of conditions. And I also told you that a reversible reaction will attain equilibrium after a definite time. So, a reversible reaction attains equilibrium after a definite time. At equilibrium, once it attains equilibrium, you can call the reaction as an equilibrium reaction. You can call the reaction as an equilibrium reaction. Then, a reversible reaction need not be a reversible process. Last class I have told you, a reversible reaction need not be a reversible process, right? Only when the reaction attain equilibrium, at equilibrium, then you can call the process as a reversible process, right? What does mean by this? I'll explain. Yeah, this is the phase diagram of water system. Okay, here we have ice, solid water. Here we have liquid water. Here we have water vapor. Okay, I'll take this point as O and this point as A. I'll take this as B and this is C. Right? Along the curve OA, right? Along the curve OA, right? H2O liquid and H2O vapor will be in equilibrium. These two are in equilibrium, right? Along the curve OA. So at any point you take, at any point along the curve, say if you take a point here, say X, if you take a point here, say Y, right? At point X as well as at point Y, H2O liquid and H2O vapor will be in equilibrium. So along the curve OA, at any point you take, right? At any point along the curve OA, H2O liquid and H2O vapor are in equilibrium. If H2O liquid and H2O vapor are in equilibrium, at equilibrium, you can call the process as a reversible process. Okay. Say for example, I'll fix the pressure here. Say, let me fix the pressure as 1 atmosphere. Right. So if pressure is 1 atmosphere, see I have given here. Yeah. See the example 1 I have given. When the pressure is 1 atmosphere, if you fix the pressure, then see exactly at this point, if you see the temperature should be 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. At 1 atmosphere pressure and at 100 degrees Celsius, this is what we call as normal boiling point. At the normal boiling point, liquid water and water vapor will be in equilibrium. At equilibrium, so this is an equilibrium reaction now. It is not the reversible reaction attained equilibrium, right? So you can call this reaction as an equilibrium reaction. Listen, equilibrium reaction can be called as a reversible process because at equilibrium the process occurs very, very slowly, right? Then see example 2. Listen, I repeat once again. When the system attain equilibrium, right? Though these equilibriums are not reactions, okay, just for understanding purpose, I am giving this as equilibrium reaction, but they are not reactions actually. They are phase equilibriums, right? So H2O liquid becoming H2O vapor, right? So both are water molecules, so it is not a reaction. It is an equilibrium, right? It's an equilibrium, right? Now, see H2O liquid and H2O vapor becomes or will be in equilibrium along the curve OA. Okay, whatever point you take along the curve OA, right? H2O liquid and H2O vapor will be in equilibrium, right? And we know very well when the pressure is 1 atmosphere, okay, at 100 degrees Celsius, yes, you'll get the point, some point here, say point P1. At point P1, H2O liquid and H2O vapor are in equilibrium. If the system is in equilibrium, then you can call the process as a reversible process. Right? Now see here, second example, H2O liquid and H2O vapor I have given with a reversible arrow. So it is a reversible reaction right now. Now listen, what I did here, I am keeping temperature same. I'm keeping temperature same. I'm increasing the pressure. If you increase the pressure to 2 atmosphere, say for example, if you increase the pressure to 2 atmosphere, then you will get a point here P2. This point is not on the curve OA. It means the system is not in equilibrium. So this reaction is simply a reversible reaction. It is a reversible reaction. And you know very well, a reversible reaction, okay, is not a reversible process. Reversible reaction, right, is an irreversible process. This process is an irreversible process because it is away from equilibrium. I'm sorry here. Yeah, this is an irreversible process. Why it is an irreversible process? Because the system is not in equilibrium. Now see the example 3. Even in example 3, see here I am keeping pressure same. I am keeping pressure 1 atmosphere. I am reducing the temperature. If you reduce the temperature to 70 degrees Celsius, see, I will get some point here. Let this point be P3. At point, see the point P3 is not along the curve OA. Right? If you take any point along the curve OA, then liquid water and water vapor will be in equilibrium. But now that point P3, the point P3 is not along the curve OA. It's not in the curve, not on the curve. It means H2O liquid and H2O vapor are not in equilibrium, at P3. So if they are not in equilibrium, then you can simply call the reaction as a reversible reaction. Right? If it is a reversible reaction, then the process should be called as a irreversible process. I repeat once again, only at equilibrium you can call the process as a reversible process. Away from equilibrium, okay, it is just an irreversible process. Right? So the system that we are going to handle, right, all are equilibrium reactions, equilibrium processes. So at equilibrium, the process should be a reversible process. This is the point I like to say here. Okay, keep this in mind. Once the system attain equilibrium, then the process occurring in the system is a reversible process. Okay, then. Okay. Last class I gave this information. At equilibrium, right? You know, I told you reversible reaction will attain equilibrium. When it will attain equilibrium, what is the condition for equilibrium? This is the condition for equilibrium. Okay, when the rate of the forward reaction becomes equal to the rate of backward, then we can call that reversible reaction as an equilibrium reaction. Right? Or we can say the system attained equilibrium. Okay, so this is the condition for equilibrium. Keep this in mind. Then, this is another important point. See, at equilibrium, concentration of the reactant and concentration of the product need not be same. Okay, so keep this is very, very important. Keep this in mind. Very, very important. Reactant concentration and product concentration need not be same at equilibrium. But reactant concentration should remain constant and product concentration also should remain constant. Okay, this is a very, very important one. Right? Keep this in mind. Okay, this is the condition for equilibrium. Okay, then. Okay, then the next information that we should know is about law of mass action. What is law of mass action? Listen, suppose I have a reaction, say X moles of A giving Y moles of X moles of A reacts with Y moles of B, giving some product. Okay, suppose I am having a reaction like this, right? According to law of mass action, the rate of this reaction is directly proportional to the active mass of the reactant A power X into the active mass of reactant B power Y. Okay, this is what we call as law of mass action, right? Or you can also write this as rate is equal to, when you convert proportionality into equal, we should introduce a constant, let it be k into activity of the reactant A power x into activity of the reactant B power y. Okay, so this is what we call as law of mass action, right? So in the case of a reversible reaction, say for example I have a reversible reaction like this, x moles of A reacts and form say y moles of B. I'll take a reversible reaction like this. For this reversible reaction, we can write rate of the forward reaction, right? Rate of the forward reaction. This is the forward reaction. For forward reaction, A is the reactant. Okay. According to law of mass action, rate should be proportional to activity of the reactant only. Okay. So for forward, the reactant is A. So rate of the forward reaction is directly proportional to the activity of the reactant A power x. Okay, this is the rate of the forward reaction, or we can write simply like this: Rf is equal to rate constant Kf, okay, into activity of the reactant A power x. Similarly, for the backward reaction, rate of the backward reaction is directly proportional to, see, this is the backward reaction. For backward reaction, B is the reactant. So for backward reaction, the rate of the backward reaction is directly proportional to the activity of the component B power y. There are y moles. Or we can also write as Rb equal to some constant Kb, right, into activity of the compound B power y, right? And at equilibrium, as we know that at equilibrium, rate of the forward and rate of the backward will be equal. If rate of the forward and backward reactions are equal, then we can write that rate constant for forward into activity of the reactant A power x should be equal to rate constant for backward into activity of the product B power y. I'll bring the reactant rate constants. They are all called constants. Okay, also called rate constants. Bring them to one side. So I'll bring Kb to the left hand side. Kb equal to activity of compound B, that is product, power y divided by activity of compound A, right, power x. So you'll get an expression like this. See, Kf is a constant, Kb is another constant. Since these two are constants, Kf by Kb is also a constant called equilibrium constant K, right? So equilibrium constant is expressed in terms of activities, okay, like this: activity of the product power y divided by activity of the reactant power x. Okay, yeah. So this is what we call as equilibrium constant. Equilibrium constant. Okay, before going to see the expressions for equilibrium constant in terms of concentration, in terms of partial pressure, right, and the relations, all these things, okay, we will discuss some basic idea about the activity, how it is related to concentration, right? Once we get some idea about that, then we will write equilibrium constant in terms of concentration and in terms of partial pressure, etc. Okay, so that we'll see in the next lecture. I stop here. Thank you for listening.